What's up, guys? In the next two videos, I'm going to go over major types of research study designs. I'm going to go over observational studies and experimental studies. So going over a definition of experimental studies, it is when an exposure or treatment is actively assigned to research participants, and then data is collected and analyzed. In observational studies, an exposure or treatment is not actively assigned, and researchers collect data on exposures and outcomes as they naturally occur. Some examples of observational studies. One includes a case report. It is a detailed description of one patient with a unique, rare, or unusual condition. There is case series. This is a description of multiple patients who have the same disease or are exposed to the same thing. Both case reports and case series assist in generating hypotheses and provide clinical insight. There's cross-sectional studies. This is an observational study that collects data on an exposure or exposures and an outcome or outcomes at the same point in time. Research participants are not followed over time, and researchers cannot determine if the exposure precedes the outcome in cross-sectional studies. So cross-sectional studies are limited in their ability to establish causal evidence. Determining if the exposure precedes the outcome is an essential criterion for establishing causal evidence. That being said, cross-sectional studies are still widely used, and many large-scale surveys use a cross-sectional design. Then there is case control studies. For this type of study, cases are identified first. Cases are research participants who have the specific disease or outcome under investigation. Then controls are identified. Controls are research participants who don't have the specific disease or outcome under investigation. And finally, past exposures and exposure levels are compared between cases and controls. This study design is especially useful for investigating rare diseases and for identifying possible risk factors for a given disease. In the next video, I'll cover more observational study designs and experimental study designs too. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.